Good morning, people, all my friends, and others that are just, whatever, coming along for the ride. I'm just up here on top of the hill watching the sunrise, and from the weather report, I think that we're not going to have sun for very long, but it finally got up above the trees over there. But now it's got to go through some cloud and before it goes back to blue sky. It's amazing to be out here. I'm on top of a hill. Now there's my house, right? This is the hill I'm on. See the angle of the hill? What's that, about 45-degree angle? See? Now, where I'm actually sitting, where this hill is, I'm on the edge of a hollow. There's the top of the hill back there. And we're down here. And then you go further past our house, and then it's even further down, and then across the road it rises again, and you see the horizon. It's the forest over there. It's like the sides of a bowl. So when I go walking out through the woods into that wonderful place, I call it the way and beyond. Anyway, when I go walking out into there, I'm always aware that there is this huge bowl, and that I know where I live on the edge of the bowl. But that's not what I was going to tell you about. What I was going to tell you about is so cool. Well, I have two things to tell you about. First is the tree bench, which is not so cool. You remember the tree bench I built with Shania? Was that her name? She was from Australia. She lived in Sydney. She was traveling. She traveled the U.S. and then came up to Canada, and we built a tree bench together. I had already started it. It was partly done before she got there, and then we put the rest of it together. And it's this wonderful bench that goes all the way around the tree. It was just made out of boards that had been thrown away. It was really good, and it's nice. And posts, cedar posts. Remember, I would go collect cedar posts from a place when I got the cedar bark. Okay, so I was also going to tell you, now I have two things. One is, I'm going to show you this bench. See, it started. There's a very small bit of it that was actually sort of ready. The second part, you see, all you need up here is a saw and a measuring tape. Just measure those places right there, you know, the distance. Move that board first, cut that board, use it and measure those distances and nail them on. And then you can do the same thing over here. Now you've got another spot here where you can lay down your board on it and go across and put little short stumps, or maybe just maybe turn this sideways and put it there. There's a lot of cleaning up that should be done up here. I think that there was more finished as well at one point. Yeah, that part there was ready. That was already going somewhere. But anyway, so you see I have the edge of this board now to put the plank, so I just need some stand-up pieces. So I need my level, I need a tape measure. And then I'll take my level and I'll get it over to here. I'll get a stump. Put the stump in, put a board on top to see if it's level. Right? That one's pretty tall. That'll probably do it. I could even dig it a little bit if I need to. Oh, okay. So the other thing I was going to tell you about up here. So anyway, let me just finish saying that. So I can finish building this. If I just come out here and look at this pile and see what I need, what actually you need to go around there. You need some stumps of different heights, some tall ones, and then they don't need to be so tall, and then a shovel, and away you go. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stumps to choose from, and just put the long ones, just lay the long ones down here, put the short ones up there, and just see what you've got. And then this is all your boards for the top of it. You know, so this really is an easy thing to do. I just have to do it. But you know what happened is I forgot about it. And I don't usually come up here anymore. I'm starting to. I come up here quite frequently now because I'm feeding the deer up here. Or maybe the wild turkeys. Anyway, the other thing I was going to tell you about being up here. Okay, so see, this is a hill. We're on top of a hill. Totally the very top of a hill. See? And from the top of the hill, I can hear, when I was sitting in the chair right there, pondering the big mess that I have here, and you know why I didn't finish it? My body was getting worse and worse, and I spent 6 years, driving back and forth to Georgia. I didn't do anything here. I did a little bit, but my hips were getting bad because I was spending so much time sitting in the car. Really long lengths of time. And so my body was going downhill, but I still had all these projects on the go. So I think I should finish all my projects. You know, there's another project I have down by the stream. I told you about that. I haven't uploaded that one yet, but I told you about how I had 2 logs that had been leaning against the tree forever, waiting to be made into a bridge. Not really a bridge, a set of stairs, a way to descend down to the stream. Anyway, and it sat there forever. So a lot of things around here that I've started and haven't finished. So I think it's time to finish them. Now that my body is back, I have energy, I can walk, I have ideas, I have my mojo back. Sometime in my travels, around the end before my mom died, I had lost my mojo, my desire to do stuff, my creativity. And you know, I was kind of dying without my creativity. I think it was because the more I sat, the more I wanted to sit, the more I had to sit, couldn't stand. And so I was at the point where I really couldn't do stuff. I couldn't go lug out a bunch of boards and build birdhouses. Now I can. I was just looking down this hill and seeing all the birdhouses. You want to see them? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There I am counting again. I'm always counting. There's 7 birdhouses on the posts. There's another one on that small post. It's 8. And there's one in the garden little house there. It's 9. There's one on this tree. It's 10. And then there's also one on the fortress. There's one on the birdhouse there. Anyway, so, this was the first day. Oh, it's warming up. You know, when you sit outside to watch the sunrise? Yeah, I know, I had something else I was saying. Anyway, when you sit outside to watch the sunrise, I don't think of it as going out to watch the sunrise. I think of it as going out to sit out and listen, to be out in nature, to see what's happening early in the morning. And so I sit here, and then it gets colder. Right before the sunrise, it's like, I don't know, it feels like 10 degrees colder, but it's probably just a little bit. Maybe it has to do with the dampness, the dew. There's something that happens at that point just before dawn. Oh no, during dawn, just before the sun actually rises, when it's the coldest time. You know, being up here on top of this hill is a good place to be because I'm really on the top of the ridge of the valley, and I can see the sunrise the best from here. You know, we're losing the snow in the woods. People think it's so nice when the snow goes away, but you can't see the tracks anywhere. You have no idea what's been walking there, where they are. And look at the woods. Look at how brown it is in there. You can't see if there's a deer there. The deer are the exact same color, and their legs look like trees. Look like small trees. Look at all those vertical tree trunks there, right? All those little ones. Well, they're just the same size as a deer. So if you see a bunch of little tree trunks and a blob of brown, what is it, you know? Oh yeah, it's just the woods. They're really well camouflaged. My nose is starting to run. Quick, catch it. I used to make prank phone calls. Hello, is your refrigerator running? Well, maybe, would you like us to come and catch it? Boy, those were daring years. I dared. I was coming up against Southern Belle. I was doing things that were bad. You were not allowed to just make a random phone call and say something funny and hang up. No, no, no. And I did that. But I'm different now. I'm all grown up. And I follow all my rules. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Well, I really try to follow his rules. I really try hard. And of his rules, I have certain rules that are definite rules. And I follow those rules. There's other stuff of his rules that I'm not there yet. It's a little too far beyond what I'm aware of. Not that I want to be aware of more things I need to change, of course. Hey, how did we get on that subject? Okay, I was interrupting to tell you about the birdhouses. And I was interrupting something else at that point. Let's see, and I was telling you about this wood. You know, if I thought that I could go to the house and get the saw and the cord and the hammer and the shovel and the tape measure and the level and bring them all up here, I would put this thing together. But you know what I could do? I probably can't do all of that at once. But I could take a basket around the house and I could put all those things in it that I need to bring. The tape measure and the level. Do we need anything else? The shovel, the hammer. Okay, tape measure, hammer, and level. And shovel? Was there anything else? And nails. Or screws. Or drill. I could bring my drill on the saw. Yes, so we have to have 2 trips. One to bring the chop saw, which is actually a compound miter saw, but I call it a chop saw. So I need to bring one of them here. I need to bring it here, and I need to get an extension cord. My extension cords are in short supply. I had this really amazing extension cord that went from the house down to the pond. And one day I unhooked it and I brought it up to the house so they could use it to do something. And I haven't seen it since. And I don't know, we had so many different people working here. Some with cords that were not very good. Maybe my cord got exchanged for a cord that I don't like. It's not mine. But anyway, it's always interesting when you remember what you used to have and try and figure out where it is. You know, past and present. Oh, you know what? So Nancy yesterday started this project, eh? Nancy yesterday. This is Nancy yesterday's work. That was quite a lot of work to bring all this wood here. And find the pieces that were going to be about the right lengths and to get all these logs. And to bring it all up to the top of this hill. This was pretty good. But I think I can do this. You know what else? The missionaries from my church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, they are required to do service. I mean, they always were helping people, you know, stopping, oh, can we help you with that? And they help tidy leaves in a yard or something. But now, they have to do 10 hours of service a week. And so they're looking for opportunities to do some service. So maybe they could help me build this bench. They helped Scarlett build a lot of those beds. Willem built some, and I built some, and the missionaries built some, and Scarlett built a whole bunch. And Bo. Anyway, I don't know if you could see that or not. Oh, we're running out of time. 15 seconds left. So here I sit now, basking in the sun, and my fingers don't even need mittens, except they're still freezing from before. Hey, do you know if you're out in the woods and your fingers get cold, you light a thistle pod on fire and put your hands around it and you warm up. Cool, bye.